Oh yes, it's the time of year to start planting bulbs. If you're here with us today, we're looking at Roberta's 25-piece Grower's Choice. This is a mixed daffodil bulbs collection. You actually get 25 beautiful daffodil bulbs that are some of the largest flowering daffodils that a gardener can grow. And with the special price today of $24.98, that with zero shipping and handling. Shipping and handling is always free when it comes to plants, which is pretty darn sweet. That comes down to less than $1 per bulb. Now what we're looking at are some of the different kinds of daffodils that you can expect to get in every collection, because this is a truly a premium landscapers collection of daffodils that are yellow with golden cups, or whites with a beautiful egg yolk style cup, or apricot cups, a cup being that center part of the flower. And daffodils, this is actually the time that we're going to be planting all of our bulbs in the fall that come and produce beautiful flowers in the springtime. So if you're here looking and you're thinking, oh, well, it's not spring, I shouldn't be planting. Well, this is actually the time that you want to be planting these beautiful bulbs. And especially on beautiful days like today in October when it's nice and cool, there's really nothing better than being in the garden, you know, making some holes, planting our bulbs, preparing for the coming seasons ahead of us. And daffodils are one of my favorites. They're one of the all-time greatest bulbs to plant for so many reasons, because they bring you these gorgeous flowers at the very beginning of spring. Even sometimes there's even snow on the ground when the daffodils start to produce their lovely flowers. And it's really the sign that yes, spring is on the horizon, flowers are coming, and daffodils are one of the very first sights of beauty in the spring garden. And what I also love about daffodils is that they are deer resistant. They are one of the easiest things to grow. All that you have to do is get them in the ground, and now is the time that you actually get them planted. So here you can see, this is what we're going to be shipping to you guys, these huge farm fresh daffodil bulbs. You get 25 of them. Look how nice and healthy these bulbs are. These are hefty guys. So each of these bulbs, you're going to get a variety of different colors in every collection. And when you think about the fact that each one of these is going to produce 1 to 3 flowers that first year, but then they produce more and more flowers year after year. We call that, in the world of gardening, we call that naturalizing. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Devin Wallin from Roberta's Gardens. My family has been here with QVC for almost 30 years, but we've been in the world of horticulture and plants since the 1960s. My great-grandmother began the company, named it after her daughter Roberta, who was my grandmother, and that's where Roberta's comes from. And we have always specialized in bringing some of the best plants that are easy to grow but hard to find at a really attractive value. And it couldn't be more true than with this daffodil collection. With these 25 bulbs, you can have so many ways of enjoying these lovely large flowers. You can see 3-4 inches across. And in this vase, all of these different kinds of daffodil flowers you can expect from every collection. And that's what makes these different from daffodils that you might find at your garden centers or your box stores. Now, right there, you can see that's probably 2 bulbs that we've planted on the right side, and every year they just get a little bit bigger, produce a little bit more flowers. They're one of the most reliable perennials that gets produces more flowers year after year. I love naturalizing them in the garden. Some of my favorite ways to use the daffodil, I love putting them along the walkways. I love putting them at the very front of the garden, maybe where your driveway hits the road. It's a really easy way to create that aesthetic appeal in the late winter or early spring when there's a lot of just sort of like deadness out there. This brings life to your gardens. And with these daffodils, all that you have to do is get them planted. And I'll show you how easy they are to get planted here in a moment. But you can see from the way that these daffodils look, they are something exquisite, something different from the norm that you would typically see, you know, in other garden centers or box stores, because they are larger flowers, 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 5 inches across, with huge cups. Now, cups are those inner petals right in the middle of those flowers, and you'll have a variety of different kinds of daffodils. Some will have those lovely yellow outer petals with the yellow cups. Some will have the orange cups. Some will have the white petals, and that's what we love about them. And these are winter hardy down to around -20 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can plant this just about anywhere in the country and rest assured that they're going to bring you that beauty when we need it the most. You know, the late winter, early spring, for me, that's when I'm starting to really kind of itch. I'm starting to get really sick and tired of the winter weather. And when the daffodils start to bloom, it is a sign to me that yes, we're making it through. We've almost made it to the other side. We're almost ready for the warmer weather, and daffodils are the beacon, they are the harbinger of that early spring garden. And here you can see there's my sister Stephanie with this nice little planting of daffodils. That's about one collection right there. So that's what you can really expect from one collection. Imagine if you get 3 or 4 of these. All that you do, you know, the first year you have to spend a little bit of time getting them planted, but after that, Mother Nature cares for them. So they're very, very low maintenance, really easy. And even if you don't have a garden, you can plant them in a container like that. Right there, that's probably 12 daffodils right there. They love to be grown really nice and tightly. Now, when it comes to actually planting the daffodils, you know, all of our collections, they come with our growing guides and instructions, which make it really easy. But all that you need to do is dig a hole about 3 inches deep, get these planted right in the ground, cover them with some soil, and you've just planted your first daffodil. It couldn't be easier. They're great for beginner gardeners. But if you're thinking, all right, 25 bulbs, that's going to take me a while to do, what I can recommend is you look on QVC.com for what is called an auger, A-U-G-E-R. It's this guy right here. Now, you attach this to your cordless drill, and then you go and you dig holes real quick. I planted about 500 bulbs with my wife last spring. I was the driller, and she just popped the bulb in and cover it with some soil. Then we go to the next one, then we go to the next one. You can get 25 bulbs planted in about 2 minutes. It couldn't be easier when you get the auger, and you can find that on QVC.com. Now, I love these daffodils just for that wonderful assortment, the variety. So many daffodils, you know, they're a little bit boring. It's like the simple white flower with the kind of bland yellow cup. That's not what these daffodils are. You can see these are designer looking daffodils. They're beautiful, and less than $1 a piece. You really can't go wrong. But I do recommend getting a few of these collections because it's a one-time investment in your garden, one-time effort to plant them, and you'll enjoy them for years to come. Less than 900 remaining now, so this is a really great opportunity, especially when you consider we have our Roberta's Gotta Grow guarantee. We're gonna make sure that you're happy. So we're gonna assure your satisfaction for perennials for 1 year, and then annuals and tropicals for 90 days from the time of shipment. So if for any reason your results don't match your expectations, just give us a call.